It's All Gravy with Teresa.
And we're live.
Hey guys, this is Teresa, and we are so glad to be here today on a rainy, gloomy Sunday. The sun has popped out a little bit here. I went out to check on my garden to make sure that it hadn't washed away, and it's still there hanging on, so I'm happy about that. I'm so glad you guys joined us today. We are celebrating a year, which is insane, of coming to you all. We thank you so much for hanging out with us, for liking and sharing and reaching out to us and telling us about your cooking, how you're doing, enjoying or not enjoying. So thank you very much for that. You have to excuse if you can see my eye, I've got one about swollen shut from cutting onions. I don't know why it bothered me so bad this morning, but it did. Must be those cataracts. But we're going to start washing our hands. We always do that. Cooking 101. And I've been, you know the story that we've got chickens now. So I've been kind of reading up on them, and we are trying at this point to raise some chickens. And we got them at TSC a week ago, 6 little chicks and 2 ducks, and they are doing great. They're doing great. And what that has to do with hand washing is that in reading about them and how to take care of them, it's very important that you wash your hands and sanitize every time you deal with them because salmonella is on their person. It's on their feathers. It's just on them all together, where I would have thought it was just the meat afterwards. But nope, it's on their feathers and their little feet. So always wash your hands on the farm. Or as I call it here, my acre, what do I call it?
Your
my
survival acre.
My survival acre. And it's really surprising me how much we can get on here. Today, we are going to do a quick, you know me, I say quick, but we are going to do a quick summer salad. And this is another recipe that you can this is just the basics, and then you can add to it however you want to. I already cooked a box of macaroni, any brand. Elbows is what I use today. And I have cooked them and rinsed them off in good cold water so they'd stop cooking. And this is what we got. Just some good macaronis. And you need to cook them about 8 minutes because we're going to do this as a salad. If you cook them longer, your noodles will probably be mushy. So again, this is just a good basic. I'm using what I had in the pantry. This is the first fruits from my little garden. 2 little cucumbers I was so happy about. And I've got a few squash, but it was so muddy I couldn't get to them. So we're going to add our cucumbers to our salad today. And the great thing about these little summer salads is that you can add any kind of garden vegetable. If I had bell peppers ready, I would add the bell peppers. You know, the little red ones make it so pretty. For us, we like hot food, so I would even add some jalapenos if I had them ready.
Allie Bentley says, "Hi Teresa, so glad you're still doing these videos."
Thank you, Allie.
Yeah, Bentley
I'm so glad
Farms.
You're joining us. Yeah, from Bentley Farms. I had a little list over here of people I wanted to mention today. And Allie and Wyatt, Carol, Curtis, they're all doing a great job out there. I just got honey. Let me show you real quick. Just got honey from Bentley Farms. They started this venture, I think, maybe last year or year before last, and this is their honey, and it is absolutely delicious.
Oh, cool. Bentley Bees.
Bentley Bees. And you know, Wyatt and Allie, we get our fresh meat from them, pork and beef. So we are we're tickled, Allie, that y'all are doing so good and hanging in there.
And Buddy Steele says, "Hey Teresa, how are you?"
Oh, buddy, I'm good. I am happy to be here today. I feel pretty good. I slept pretty good. So that's all pluses.
So yeah, and I apologize, y'all. We're doing it real old school back in the day whenever I didn't have a gimbal to keep the camera steady.
Yeah.
Just using my hands today, so sorry if it's a little shaky.
So Clint takes after his mom. If it's not right in front of him, he's going to forget it. No. Not bashing you, Clint. Just tell him the truth. Just tell him the truth.
So I usually have it, I put it with my stuff, so I can't forget it as I walk out the door, and I just didn't do it.
You know, Clint is one of those children that I have. I stay in contact with him, not only because he's the baby of the bunch, but I encourage him not to get a washer and dryer, where I know I see him at least once a week. So I cut up my cucumber. And you can do as much or as less as you like, and I'd say that's about a half a cup. So I'd already cut up, and that's part of my eye being messed up. I've got about 1/4 of a cup of onion in here. And I've got about a cup of diced celery. And we're going to put all that in here. And then we're going to put our cucumber. I hope everybody's summer is going good. If y'all hear Bubba, you know, he's mad because I put him in the bedroom. That's our dog, and he is, I think, about 16 years old, 15 or 16.
Yeah, he's up there.
And he's got where he don't like to listen.
Mike tried to say he'd be okay in here on the couch, so I wonder who was right about that.
Yeah, who was right today, Michael? But that looks pretty already. We're going to put 1/4 of a cup of white distilled vinegar. We're going to add that just right in there. It's going to give it a good little bite. And we're going to put 2 tablespoons and a half of just plain old yellow mustard. There's 1 and 2. And a half. I feel like you may be the only one that knows him, buddy, if you're on here, is the Cajun cook. My stepdad, Wayne Oliver, used to love him, and he'd go around talking like him. Cajun cook. And salt and pepper, we have 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And my handy dandy little things here that I got from Nikki over at Corner Consignment. You know, we always like to throw a shout out to our small business. It's been hard on people to make it through all this COVID mess. And our friends Leslie and Troy over at New to You Consignment, they do a Sunday live with this pallet stuff, and they always have great products that they get that hadn't been opened before. So watch us first, and then go over there and watch them for the end of it, or go back and forth. That's usually what I do. I go back and forth. But they're good friends of ours, and we appreciate them fighting the fight and staying in business. And I was talking about Bentley Farms a while ago. That is Carol Bentley and Guy are the mom and dad, and these kids have just done really good using the farm to work for them. And Carol has been doing my hair for lots and lots of years, ever since I come to Bowling Green. And she now is at Wrap It Up over here on Fairview. So, shout out to you, Carol. And I did straighten my hair. It's just so humid today, it started puffing up again. So, we got a cup of mayonnaise. And I like Duke's. You can use any kind of mayonnaise, and you can even use Miracle Whip if you like. I like mayonnaise. So we're going to put that in here. And you can see with all this if we had a little bit of red pepper, it would really brighten it up and make it show prettier. Probably wouldn't taste much different, but it would make it show prettier. And I'm about presentation. I like that too. So we're just going to mix that up. And I don't like washing a bunch of dishes, so I just rinse this pan out after my macaroni cooled off. After I rinsed it, I just put it back in this pan. It's deep enough for us to mix well. That looks good enough to eat already.
I know it.
You know, and there's just so many different variations you could do with this. You know, if you wanted eggs, a lot of times I put eggs in ours, and that's actually a whole meal. You got your protein in there with the egg. So for lunch, you know, put your eggs in here and a few crackers, and you got your whole meal. Looks good and smells good. So to recap, I cooked a box of macaroni. I drained it, rinsed it in cold water. Just let the cool water run over it for about 5 minutes. Let it drain really good. Put it back in my pot. We put 1/4 a cup of distilled vinegar. And we put a cup of mayonnaise, 1/4 of a cup of onion, 1/2 a cup of celery, and now we're going to put 2/3 of a cup of sugar. You know, country cooks, we got to have a little sugar.
That's the key.
So, and I got my handy dandy Pampered Chef, could be a sponsor, cup here. There we go. And you can do as little as you want of the sugar, just enough to give it a little sweet flavor.
Cuts the acidity a
yes, little. Yes. Cuts the acidity. So I'm going to mix that up in here. And then because my garden hadn't come all the way in yet, and I want a little bit more in here, I took out of the freezer this morning just a pack of 10 for 10 Kroger green peas. And they're thawed. I'll let them sit out here and thaw up. And then I'm just going to pour them in. And that's the fun thing about cooking. You'll learn that you can just do it to your liking. You know, you can just, if you get the basic recipe, the rest of it's just up to you.
Speaking of recipes, we're going to be working on that cookbook soon.
We are. We're so excited, guys. You know, we just keep putting it off and putting it off. This year anniversary has kind of pushed us to get back in gear with It's All Gravy. And I read a book. I'd already read it years ago when it first came out, but I got it out and read it again this week, and it's called Girl Wash Your Face or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's how quickly we give up on our dreams. And as Teresa's founder, you know, that place, I feel like God just took care of that all those years. And I had no choice except to be successful because I had to feed my children. And from that, I learned a lot. You know, everything was hard knocks. Nobody taught me anything. I was very lucky that the gentlemen and the women coming in at that time were just like me. They were just starting their business. Bowling Green was popping, and we were all learning together, and they were sharing their information, telling me who I needed to be talking to, who I needed to be catering to, and so it all worked out well. And what I found is, you know, I'm 60 years old and thinking I was ready to just stop. You know, I'm so damn tired. I'm just, you know, I'm tired of it. But that's not true. I'm really not. I love people. I still think I got it in me to do something. And we're going to see if this is what it is. So I'm back on track to see if this will work for us. We're going to use this as a platform to get that book sold. And we're getting started on it this week. So you all be in prayer for us. Be thinking about it. We have a thing called Patreon. If you want to go check that site out, if you want to be a part of it, look at that and see if you're interested. We'd appreciate it. We have It's All Gravy t-shirts. Let me know about that. You know, I like my name out there. I'd love to have seen some It's All Gravy shirts at the concert in the park the other night. And what else we got, honey? I wanted to tell you, this is about Clinton. But this is his little book.
Oh, you got
his
it.
last book. This is called 30. And this is the last book that he self-published, and it's doing really well. The reviews are great, and it's on the shelf at Barnes & Noble. And if you go in when he's working there, he'll even sign it for you. And you can say, I knew that kid back then. Or if you came in Teresa as much, you already knew you probably had to take him to somewhere. You know? I tell the story all the time of Judge Potter changing his schedule around to take Clinton to the library during the summer. It's a true story. He did that. And this is another venture of Clint's. He just put out this little notebook. It can also be found on Amazon. You know, kids like all this, whatever this is. And it's very cute. It's got big lines, and it's got plenty of pages in it. So, check those two things out on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I know everybody's not an Amazon fan, but it has given opportunity to people like Clinton who want to publish. It's given opportunity. So, in everything, there's bad and good. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I guess that's about it. Our salad looks great. We've got everything in it. You can imagine, like I said, if I had some bell peppers, or even you could put tomatoes in here. I mean, it's just on and on what you could add to it. But it smells great, and that's what we're having for supper.
And then, do you need to chill that at all before you serve it?
Before you serve it, you could serve it like this, because I've already cooled it off. It's the reason it's a good take somewhere salad, and it'll last in the refrigerator all week. You know, you may have to thin it up, which would mean adding a little bit more mayonnaise to it if you don't eat it all on the first day or so. And anybody on there?
So yeah, we got Deborah Drew said looks delicious, and you go girl, you got this. Sending a prayer for your success.
Oh, thank you, Deborah. And I love your new grandbaby. I love seeing the pictures. She's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. I wanted to mention my sisters, Melissa and Connie. They're both still in business. Connie's been off on vacation. She'll be back, I think, Monday or Tuesday morning. I'm ashamed. I don't know her hours, but, you know, I don't get out much anymore. But she'll be back to work this week. Melissa Gale is taking off a week because her daughter is in from Virginia. So she'll be taking off, but she's at Rockville, and she'll be back soon slinging catfish. And they've done a good job of staying afloat during this COVID. I pray people get back out to work, and we can get back to normal again. And Teresa's, of course, my namesake. Heather's doing a great job down there. It does my heart good to see the place still full. And, you know, I don't trade a lot down there, but it's not because I don't love them. It's because I would be trying to tell people what to do. Because that's just who I am. And Heather said it's okay. I don't have to come in. So I thank you all so much. I hope you'll try this recipe. If you do, show us how you flavor it up for you. You know, we're about using what we have in the cupboards. And that's what I did today. I just took out of our pantry what we had already. And I don't know what else to say. I love you guys. A year has passed very fast. I'm thankful to Jesus that I'm happy to be alive today. That's not true every day, but it is today. And with his help, we're going to continue with this little venture. So, God bless. You guys enjoy the sunshine that we're getting, and we'll talk to you real soon.